Good evening. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday evening to you. Now, I'm home alone tonight. Mr. G is out, so I'm keeping everything crossed that I followed his instructions correctly, that I'm live and that you can see and hear me. I can see lots of you in the chat, so I know there are people there. So you're going to have to tell me if you can hear me really, and see me okay. And then I'll do some hellos and just super giddy. This is such a cool collection. I've been wanting to share this with you for ages, so I can't. I'm really been looking forward to tonight's live. Is it all good? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shannon and Kerry and Selena and Ali and Steph and Julie and Donna and some of you. Oh, Vanessa's got her bells on. I can see Vanessa in the chat as well. Some of you have been spending already, so I've actually had to put more stock on the shop before we went live because I've given you some sneak peeks over the past couple of days, and I know lots of you were super excited about the artwork that you could see on those sneak peeks. So yeah, it's been flying already. It went on the shop. The products went on the shop at 6 o'clock this evening. So they are live and available now. I haven't put all the stock on the shop, so don't panic. I literally was so surprised at how many orders came through between 6 and 7 that I put a bit more on just to tide us over. But yeah, I'm really glad that you are liking the bits that you have seen of this collection already. I've got amazing samples to share, of course. It just is such a treat to go through them all this afternoon and get them all out ready to share with you. So the design team have absolutely smashed this collection. And it feels like it's not that long since we did vintage patchwork, which of course sold out super quick as well. So yeah, we're having a really busy start to 2025. This collection is designed to give those of you that like the look of mixed media but don't always feel confident in how to build your backgrounds and layers. It's designed to give you that little boost, that head start on getting fantastic results. For those of you that already love your mixed media and your layering, then this collection's got lots of stencils, textured papers, and of course those stunning focal points. So I think it will cover all of you, from the card maker to the journaler. There are there's totally lots of potential to create clean and simple with this collection, as well as that whole kind of grungy layered look as well. So it's just great. It's fabulous. Let me say some hellos to lovely friends that I can see in the chat. There's already lots of you on tonight, so thank you for joining me this Wednesday evening. As Nicola said, it's been a bit damp and chilly and grim, so definitely a good evening for a bit of a crafty fix. That Jane J. Davison's in. Hello, lovely. Have you been away on some travels recently? You don't seem to have been around very much, but I thought you'd been somewhere very glamorous. Hello, Lynn, lovely. I know Donna, I think Donna's been spending money already. Hannah, lovely to see you. Therese, good to see you as well. Dawn's here. Oh, let's see. And I said Dawn Rollison, and also I've seen Dawn Lifton and Paul in the chat as well. Shannon's here. Lovely to see you, Shannon. Is it ugly weather with you as well? It is. It's a bit chilly, but I always find when we get to March, I always expect it to be sunshine and springtime, and we often get really rubbish weather in March as well. So I think we've got a little bit of winter to come yet. So I thought you had been. Oh, you had a lovely time, Jane, in Asia. Was that work or was that holiday? Very jealous. My son, my eldest son's planning to travel after university, so he was telling me that he should be in Thailand this time next year. Not fair. I'm laughing at Hannah saying that her vintage ink Valentine got out of hand. Isabel, lovely to see you. Oh, I'm so glad that so many of you taken the time to join me this evening. And it is a big collection, and I do have lots of samples, so I shall not sit and chat for too long this evening. You know I would love to do that, but as I've said already, Mr. G is out this evening. He was given permission for a night off. I don't know who gave that permission, so I do need to walk the dog and kind of do bits and pieces after I come off air. So I'm going to try and be a bit more focused this evening. The collection that I'm going to share with you tonight, as well as being in store now, will also be on the Fabulous Live Shopping VIP on Friday. My usual slots of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. So there'll be lots of potential for demos and crafting with the collection then during my shows. And also, I've already recorded our Sunday live, and I use some of this collection in that live as well. So there'll definitely be lots of inspiration. Oh, and I should have mentioned as well, I don't know if I've seen her in the chat, Heidi Walker, the Yorkshire Crafter. Heidi has this collection, and she will be using it this weekend. So there'll be inspiration from her. If you don't already follow Heidi, she's got a Facebook group and a YouTube channel, and is brilliant, makes fantastic projects. So she will be using this collection as well over the weekend, so you'll have an opportunity to see what she's been up to. If she is in the chat or comes to it a bit later, then we'll try and make sure she puts a link into her Facebook group and YouTube channel. Oh, she is here. Well, Heidi, put a link in then so everyone knows it. I'm sure lots of the lovely people on this evening will already know about you and follow you, but do feel free to put a link in for those of you that don't. What was I going to say? So before I turn the camera around, I was going to say two things. One is giveaways. So this evening, I think I'm just going to give away 2 £25 credits to the store. Because this is a big collection, and because I'm sure lots of you will want to shop different parts of the collection, there is a full bundle available, and I'll talk about all of that in a second. But I'm sure everyone will have a slightly different take on it and potentially want to select different things from it or something else from the shop. So tonight's giveaways will be 2 £25 credits to spend in store rather than specific products. So that was one thing. The second thing is, oh yeah, I'm really excited because I'm going to be at the NEC in March. The show is the 13th to the 16th of March. It's my first time ever having a stand there at the NEC. We've not normally been able to do it because it's quite a long show. It's quite a commitment for me and Mr. G to make to be there for the whole time. And it's quite an expensive show to do as well for a small brand, but I thought it would be a really good way of connecting with lots of you. I know lots of people make it a destination for their craft shopping, so I'm going to be there this time. So I'll be putting links in the group over the next day or two in terms of ways that you can win giveaway tickets for the show, and also get discounts on your ticket prices if you haven't already got tickets. So yeah, that is it's exciting because it took us a long time to make the decision. We had to arrange so many moving parts to be able to be away for the full period of the show. So it's going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to that, but I'll tell you more about that closer to the time. But I thought I'd let you know, given it's something we've just done this week. Oh, hello, Sarah. Thank you very much for liking and sharing. Good point. Please do, everybody, do like and do share this this live. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to grow the reach of the brand and trying to make as many people aware as possible when we have fabulous releases like this. Caroline, lovely to see you too. I'm thinking about Bolton, Julie, the Stamperama or Craftorama show in Bolton in June. We just need to know whether we're going to be around for that, but that might be one that you can go to. It'd be lovely to meet you. Right. Oh, hi, Chris. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm too giddy. I'm talking way too fast because I just want to show you what I've got here in front of me. Hello, Denise, as well. You're all coming in. I can see lots of names popping into the chat, lots of familiar names as well. So I'm always grateful to have you there. Yeah, I went to the NEC show years and years ago, Donna, and I loved it. So yeah, I am. It feels like a real kind of a real treat to actually have a stand there. I'm sure it'll be really tiring because it's quite a long show to do, but yeah, I'm really excited. And I think we'll get to meet lots of people as well. Marie, lovely to see you, lovely. Melanie, Samantha. Yeah, I have done Lee once, and I definitely keep meaning to do it again. And every time the dates have kind of bumped against something else, but it is certainly one on our list. What I would say as well is, of course, it's York. I think it's this weekend. No, was it last weekend? Have I missed it? Have I missed it? Anyway, if you are going to a crafting show and you see nice crafting there, the stand, the wonderful Nigel, lovely good friend of mine, he does carry Funky Fossil products on his stand when he goes and does the shows, because he does lots more of them than I do. And so he offered to take some of our product and make sure that they could be in on his stand at those shows. So if ever you are going to a show, look out for Nigel and Nice Crafting, because you may well pick up some Funky Fossil products there as well. I'm going to turn the cameras round. I've forgotten how to do it. Oh, I thought I was going to take myself off air then. Right. Is it, Dennis? Is it this weekend? I couldn't remember if it was last weekend or this. I know Nigel is at York this Sunday, because we couldn't do it. He does. He does, Steph. He does. I think he does the Exeter, West Point, Farnham, those kind of destinations. My geography is shocking, but I know he does do a lot of the shows, so he often goes down south for them too. Yeah, Hannah, don't mention Frankfurt. Leonie and I are still both sulking because we were absolutely convinced we were going to go this year, and we, yeah, and then we just couldn't make it. It's the way things have changed in the market over the past few months. We just felt we couldn't take that kind of plunge to spend on going to Frankfurt. But yeah, I was very, very miserable when I saw all the fabulous pictures. Yeah, I'm sure he does West Point, Steph. Right, everybody, let's have a look at this in front of me. Where do I start? On this occasion, let me start with our stamp sets, because I often start with a paper pad and say that was the anchor. On this occasion, it was the artwork of the stamp sets that really kind of kick-started this collection. So I think this is probably a good place to start. So this is what initially caught my eye, and I think it's caught yours as well. It's stunning artwork. So you've got it's an A5 stamp set, Beauty in Bloom, and you've got two large faces here wreathed in vines and florals. So really dreamy. Depending on the colours you use it with, it can look really kind of striking and contemporary, or it can look really soft and pretty. So I think, oh, hi, Marta, lovely. So yeah, just beautiful, and they're a lovely size because obviously it is an A5 stamp set, so you'll be seeing lots of these in the samples, because I think it is the kind of thing that is the showstopper. It's the focal point that really captures people's imaginations, and it did mine as well. So that's the A5 Beauty in Bloom stamp set. And then there is a fabulous A5, and I don't often do butterflies, but I really love this set of butterflies because they have that grungy, inky look to them. So you've got the sense of them being, the movement of them obviously being in flight, but you've got the splatters and the drips, which means, of course, if you use them with your fabulous kind of backgrounds, they're gonna almost look like they're kind of they're flying out of the ink and the paint or whatever you've used to create your background design. So they're really versatile. We all love a butterfly, don't we? But these have got a bit of an edge to them, and I thought it would be really cool to bring these out. Couple of large words, quite a distressed font. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the images here on camera, but when you see some of the stamp samples, you'll see that the kind of, it's not a solid letter, if you like. It's kind of slightly distressed, and they're just lovely. They're a nice size because you've got the 4 on the A5. Again, they're good. They're big enough to be focal points in their own right. They will hold a card front if that's what you're going to use them for. You know, stamp them in your vibrant colours, stamp them in black against a vibrant background. They're really, really versatile. So Wings of Change is this A5 stamp set, and I'll try and tell you what the bundle is if I can if I can remember. So there is a kind of there's an offer on. I haven't done a full bundle because it is quite big, but on what I regard as the core bundle, there is an offer, and you'll see that on the shop. Now, this 8x8 paper pad is a real treat. For 2 reasons, really. One is it's larger than our usual. I've called it Compendium because this is a bumper paper pack. So our normal paper packs are 36 pages. We've got 3 to 12 designs in there. On this one, you've got 24 designs, 2 of each. So there are 48 sheets in this paper pad. And I did that for a reason, because I wanted to cover a whole range of different types of background, from the kind of the vibrant through to almost the steampunk, almost kind of rusty. But also I wanted you to feel like you have everything you need. In my head, I set myself a challenge. So if I was to do one set of mixed media papers ever, just one, what would I do? And this is what I came up with. So my view is this is a resource that will work across different collections that we bring out. You'll probably see it popping up regularly in different makes, because I'm sure you'll very quickly see, as we look through the papers, it will lend itself to different styles of artwork. So I love this. Soft peaches, the drips, again, the kind of the bits of foliage. There's just lots and lots of layers. I'm not going to be able to do this paper pad justice holding it up to camera, but hopefully you'll get the gist. I've been using this background for packaging it, etc. as well, because again, it's that kind of peeled plaster paint rainbow. Yeah, I know that is the trade-off though, Lynn. Yeah, you only get 2 sheets of each rather than 3. Otherwise, it would have been like a brick to do. So again, this is come from a similar colourway to the first one. Crackles in there. It's just, yeah. I don't think I need to describe it. You can see it, can't you? Why am I describing something you can see? And then this is a slightly grungier, more kind of, I suppose, urban style of paper, with the yellows with splashes of pink and the blacks. I just love this one as well. And then you've got a slightly softer and dreamier one. You've got some kind of stylized florals. You've got lace. You've got acrylic paint kind of marks on them, so lots and lots to see, but not overwhelming. Again, you can imagine if you could stamp onto this, there's spaces in here that you could stamp onto and not be having to fight with a busy background, as you say, Shannon. Then you've got a rich design here. Again, the patterns in here that are kind of almost like from when we do our stencil stamping, with leftover stenciling, bits of kind of acrylic paint down the sides. It's just rich, vibrant reds and oranges. It really kind of glows, this one. And then here's what I mean about something that's kind of got a slightly more rustic look. It almost kind of looks like it glows in the corner here with those kind of rich patina look to it, through to those blues. So again, open space here to work with and layer on top of, but also lots of interest already. You can tell I was in love with this style of paper. And again, even at the bottom here, it looks like it's got torn edges, and and kind of elements already laid up. This reminds me of, you know, that is it like builder's tape or something like that, where you can use that on mixed media projects to give yourself some texture. So there's lots and lots you're going to see in these when you start to use them. This is, again, this is what I was meaning about mixed media in vibe, in that you've got that rusty look, where you've got the big letters here, so you can be cutting and layering on these. But again, would work in a very different context, maybe to the faces. You could use it with other elements you have. I do like this one. It's kind of got, for me, it's got, you can imagine collaging with these, because you can just tear them and there are segments in each of the pages that are going to layer on top of each other. So you've got a fairly neutral central area here with the kind of the ochre and the reds, and then you've got that rich stripe down the side. So again, I'm trying to work out which way to hold it. Hopefully you're not getting quick in your neck trying to follow it. Plasterer's tape, Dennis, that's exactly what I mean. Then here again, just imagine, you remember the bokeh circle stencil that I use quite a lot. You've already got circles in here, so you could continue and extend the circles that are in the background paper. I just want to kind of stroke the grunginess of it. It is lovely. Another very dark and grungy design, which, you know, you can imagine Belinda making fabulous things with. Jane's already ordered that, so yeah, she was straight in there. Now the way they've done this paper pad is a wee bit confusing. So they've done the first set and then doubled it up, and then where do I go? And then we go into some more. Hopefully I've got that right. It's a bit of the way they've done it. I've struggled to follow the order, because then you can see here, kind of like number plates almost, or metal tags, which I think are cool. I think we've just looked at that one. Have we looked at that one? Because I've got two that are pinks. I don't think we have seen this one. Bear with me. There we go. So that was the first one, and then that's the second one. So again, you can imagine you're going to be able to use them together and extend your collages. There's another kind of metallic rusty one. I've lost my place in here. Here's another one that goes with those kind of almost kind of got a cementy grey colour, but with bluish tinges, and then that lovely yellow in the corner. I love this one as well. Again, this is the kind of acrylic painted backgrounds I really want to be able to create, because the colours aren't muddy, but you've got elements of stenciling or designs just kind of coming through, but you've got these gorgeous vibrant colours too. So yeah, and then this is a slightly grungier version of that one. Well, it's different, but you know what I mean. So that's the kind of the cleaner, the truer colours, and then you've got a softer, dirtier version as well. Honestly, I think that's a different one. I've lost track. You see what I mean about being a compendium? There is so much in this paper pad for you to work with, and I haven't constrained myself to one style or one colourway. I have tried to give you a variety, from the soft kind of dreamy colours through to the rusty colours, so that you can keep working with this in different ways. Does that all make sense? I hope so. So this is why this is a slightly bigger paper pad than I normally do. So these are in the core collection, and then in the core collection as well, I've put the 4 stencils. So I'll jump to those next. This one I love because it's very user-friendly, very easy to work with, and lovely abstract backgrounds. It's kind of almost like a polka dot, but a very loose version of a polka dot, kind of doodly, uneven circles. So fabulous with your paints and your texture paste. Is there a floral one that you want me to show at the back of the pad, Ali? Oh, this one. Yes, of course. There you go. There's another one. I'm sure I didn't do this in the right order. I'm going to have to review it. But yes, that's a beautiful one as well, because there is enough there to be able to build a scene around it. Chop off that edge, you've got an A5 journal page, put your butterflies on, job done. Oh dear. Right. So I showed you the splashy polka dots. We've got 2 masks in this collection, which we don't do very often, but we've got the fabulous butterfly mask. So you can see that we have got the outline with it as well, for those of you that kind of want to be able to contain the design. And then obviously it's there as a kind of, so if you're using this on your gel plates, or you want to use it with your sprays and you get frustrated when you get those kind of straight lines of the stencil edge around it, then this is going to be a much more kind of softer edge to for you to work with. So that's beautiful, isn't it? That kind of, already you can see that working with our grungy butterflies to create the kind of the context for them. I love this one. I called it Lumps and Bumps because that's what it is. And again, abstract mark making. This is one of those where you use it with your paints, use it with your paste. If you use it with your paints, you can kind of doodle around it or in it with your Posca pens or gel pens. Lots you can do with this one, but it's just fun. You know, you can put it in either direction. Lots of bright colours, and it could look like bunting. It's just, yeah, it's one of those ones that you will see what you need to see in it. Oh, yes, you didn't have the outline, did you, Brian? Sorry about that. I've got another stamp set on here, Brian, that you haven't got either, but it is in your package that I'm sending tomorrow. Before you get angry with me, here is another mask that's in the main bundle. This is called Flowerful. However, for those of you that are keen Funky Fossil stencil collectors, we have had this out probably about 4 years ago. This is scaled up and changed slightly, but it is very similar to one that we have had. If it looks familiar, that will be why. I always like to signpost if something is familiar to those of you that have got a good range of our previous work. So that's in the main bundle too. That was all 4, wasn't it? The dots, the lumps and bumps, the butterflies, and the petals. So this is what I put together as the main collection: the 8x8s, the 2 stamp sets, the 4 stencils at a good price, and I am throwing in our latest Stella paste for free with that bundle. And it's this one is very different and I absolutely love it. It's called Checkmate. Now, I didn't so this one is an open one because I forgot to bring a new one. This one isn't a massively glittery shiny one. It is a kind of speckled bluey grey black, so it's not a completely matte finish, but it's a much more subtle, subdued finish than you get with the full-on glitter paste. So of course I thought this would work really nicely with this collection, and it gives you great variation in colour when you actually use it. I'll show you in some of the samples that we've got. So that is free with the main bundle. So I've discounted the main bundle and I'm throwing that one in as a bonus as well. It does look like granite, doesn't it? That's what I was thinking, and it has that look of that speckled look of kind of rock or mica in rock. It's really cool, very, very unusual. I think you'll like it, everybody. So that's the big kind of the core, the main kind of collection that I think has a real kind of core to it. And then I've got 3 A7 stamps, and I put these on, I think I put these on as a trio on the shop as well as on individuals, so you can get it as a set of 3. We had ages ago, we haven't had it for a long time, we had an A7 bubble wrap stamp, which has that almost that natural texture and unevenness of bubble wrap. So great for using on your jelly plates, but also if you like that look, but again from a mixed media perspective, you don't always feel kind of confident stamping with paints and getting messy, then this will give you that look with just your inks. So that I think is that is for me, that's a must-have in my stash. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm looking at comments as well. Exactly, Dawn. It would be rude not to take the full collection given there's a stellar paste thrown in. I mean, come on. Then you've got these fabulous numbers. I call them fuzzy numbers because they've almost kind of got like some like spray painted look to some of them. A real mix of fonts on here, completely abstract. They're not trying to convey anything other than give you some lovely background texture. So this is an A7 bullet hole. Oh, you meaning this? It's like numbers to me, Caroline. And then we have our Circle Burst trio, which I adore. So I think I might have had one of these in a previous A5 stamp set, but I wanted to bring it out as a trio. It's great again for that background abstract mark making. But of course, it could be fireworks. It could be a bullet hole in glass, as Caroline was suggesting. You could make them into flowers. I mean, stamp them in bright colours and put a stem on them, and you could make them into flowers as well. So again, they're designed to be abstract. So there you go. Now, and then this is the one that the design team haven't had, because I only got it the other week, but it does go perfectly with this collection, so I thought I'd add it in. This is called Grungy Type, for obvious reasons. As you can see, it is grungy and it is type. And what I wanted to do with this one is create an alphabet which isn't too big. So of course we're thinking journaling, we're thinking about making our own sentiments or kind of words. But I also wanted that look of, you know, those kind of woodblock stamps, letter stamps, where you used to overstamp them and get the kind of marks around them. I really wanted something. Can you imagine that, Lynn? It could go with some of our sentiments, I bet you. A bullet hole through the glass with a kind of slightly menacing sticker sentiment. I'm going to go for that. I'm going to try it. So this is very, very user-friendly. You've got the numbers, the full set of numbers and the full set of letters. Because it is an A6, I wasn't able to squeeze on additionals of the vowels, etc. But hopefully you'll be able to kind of forgive me for that, because I wanted to get the sizing right. I didn't want it to be overly large, but and therefore an A5 stamp set. And if I tried to put this onto an A5 stamp set, it wasn't big enough. So A6 works from a price and a size perspective, but I couldn't get duplicates of some of the letters on. So yeah, exactly. So there we go. That is the main, I think that's the main stuff. What I have also put on the shop, because I think this is going to work really nicely with this collection. And forgive me for a second while I just go and get my journals that are full of mine and design team work. You know, we've been really having lots of fun with our disc-bound journal system, and Leonie had a grey board panel that I used the other week for my vintage patchwork journal, and I thought, oh, genius idea. I'll do some grey board panels that you can use to make covers for your journals. Just need to add obviously disc-bound spine to the edges of it, and because it's grey board, it's not overly heavy, so you can just add a spine to it and immediately add it to the front of your journals. It just gives it a bit more weight and also protects the pages beneath. So it's another way of creating a decorative front for your journals. And so I've got 3 designs so far. Obviously, if you like this concept and you decide that you want me to do more of these to go with other collections we bring out down the line, I absolutely can. And these are only, I think these are $5.99 each. And what you get in the pack, let me just explain my logic, such as it is. I won't open all 3 of them because you'll be able to see that you can see the design. But you get obviously the decorative front, and you could use this in a frame. I mean, you could add your colours to it and put it in a frame and make it a kind of piece of artwork in its own right. Or you could cut it away from this frame and just use the kind of the words as a focal point. Don't necessarily need to use it the way that I've produced it here, but you've got that as a decorative layer, and then you've got two solid pieces. So the idea was that if you want to have a solid backing for this, you can, and you can have a back cover as well that's plain. Cover them with your papers, use your paints, stamp onto them. They're grey board, so they are a paper based surface. They're very thirsty. They're a bit thirstier, I would say, than MDF even. So if you are using paints on it, you're probably going to want to gesso it first, or use paper on it and work on the paper. But of course it's nice because it's a bit lighter than MDF, and it's got a nice level of flexibility to it. So this is the 6x6 design, and then we've got an A5 design with the a kind of an adapted butterfly that goes with the mask that we were just looking at. So I've done a butterfly here, you can see. So, and what I've done with both of these is I've backed them with the papers. So I've backed them with the papers, and then obviously decorated the solid back as well. So you can see you can really kind of add something quite substantial to your journals with these. So yes, the butterfly one goes with the butterflies, obviously, and then I've done an A5 version of the words. So obviously, because it was A5, I've added paint at the bottom because I could get another word in. So 3 panels of grey board. You don't need to use them as covers. If you're not going to be wanting to journal, you might want to decorate them, as I say, and display them. But I thought they'd be a fun addition to this collection, given we are talking all things mixed media. What do you think, everybody? Do you like it? I hope you like this collection. This is a lot of work in bringing out collections like this for you, and I get very, very excited about them. And as I've said to you many times before, the challenge is knowing when to stop, because I could carry on. I could have done rub-ons, and I could have done other mediums, and it's just hard to know when to stop because there's so many things you want to keep doing and adding to it. But I'm hoping this is one that you can see how all these moving parts can work together, but you can absolutely pick bits out of it. I mean, again, budget is everything, so there may well be elements. It may be that you're somebody who likes to create your own backgrounds, but you love the stamps, so you don't necessarily need the papers, or for you the papers are going to be that way into creating a mixed media vibe, because you don't necessarily want to do that yourself. So I'm hoping I've got you all covered. I'm seeing lots of lovely comments. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I'm actually tearing up because this has been a long work in progress. So I'm glad you like it. You're going to school pickup? Where are you, Janice? I'm hoping you're not in the UK and you've left youngsters there till 7:30. So, but thank you for joining us. Right, let me show you some super samples, and I've got some fabulous journal pages, and also more to share with you. I don't want to take too long going through the samples, but they are kind of amazing. Oh, she's in the US, Shannon. That's a relief. That is a relief. Yeah, I mean, the samples, I really was. I'm completely gobsmacked by what the design team have done. So this is the design team did not have the grey board covers, because I only came up with that last week as well. So they haven't. I haven't been able to send them there, so they'll have to tell me which designs they like, and I might possibly treat them to the grey board covers of their choice. So this is one I've done. You can see hopefully. Tilt it around. You can see the bubble wrap and the circle burst. So I painted it black. I think clear heat embossed some of the texture stamps. On our white heat embossed that, and then I just kind of washed it over again. Added some waxes and washed it over again with black, just so that they weren't kind of fighting too much with the background colour. Is this a good way of showing you that fabulous checkmate? Can you see that, how I've used it through the doodle dots on this paper? I mean, it really, because of all this in the paper, it could all have been part of the original design. You've got the numbers here, you've got the lumps and bumps, because I wanted to bring a bit more kind of light back into the paper, and then you've got your doodle dots. So yeah, so that's just the cover. And then we've got a page here from our lovely Ali. Remember, everyone, we're going to give away 2 £25 vouchers at the end of the live. So I know Ali will be on that. So she's used that beautiful flowerful mask, and just look how that pops. So she's done one of her trademark super vibrant backgrounds, and then brought that kind of stenciling over the top in black, and it really pops. And then, is this an Ali one? It is an Ali one. So again, now you'll start to see lots of our beautiful faces coming through. So Ali used the doodle dot stencil with Party Dress, and she's got the kind of pinks and golds because she was mirroring the gold eyeshadow and the colours of the florals. And I won't shout out every element that's being used because it'll take us all evening. But I do love this, Ali. This is amazing. So I think she's used gold embossing powder on the butterfly mask, but then she's cut the wings so you can see that colour underneath. So really, that red and gold really kind of work well together. Numbers as well. And then here's yes, absolutely. That face can just look so different on so many different kind of backgrounds. This is one where I was just playing with some inks and making a messy background. I kind of watercolor stamped the bubble wrap and then used the beautiful butterflies there, which I think they really pop in black against that soft colorway. And that's the combination. There's the distressed words that comes with the wings of change, and then I've obviously extended that sentiment with my grungy type. So here's a vibrant version of the face. I've paired it with the flowers, again spray background. I've stamped the grungy type and the word onto vellum. Easy. Oh, the only thing I've done, and I think Kerry's done this as well, I'm sure maybe everybody's done it, Kerry and Sarah, I'm fairly sure, but I've extended the face by adding the flowers from the other face to kind of, you can imagine, because it's kind of just a face in terms of mixed media, you could have so many other elements extending out from that focal point. Hiya, Jane. And then this is going to be part of my Sunday video. This Sunday we're doing gesso resist as a technique, so I won't bore you with that now because you can watch the video on Sunday. But again, the flowers in the background and the butterflies popping in the white. It's cool, isn't it? So some 6x6 pages for you there. A5. Oh, the dog wants to get in now. He knows it's past his walk time. That's why he's going to get quite grumpy, I'm sure. So here we get into some A5 makes. So here is that beautiful face on vellum over the papers. So you can see how that really looks beautiful. I've laid the vellum, and then can you see I've used one of our stitching rub-ons to make it look like the vellum's been sewn onto the page, because of course it hasn't. So I think that looks really dreamy. And the soft colours from the paper behind it mean that just kind of floats above it. And then I've used the face, done that kind of watercolor stamping look where you stamp it, spritz it, and then go back over the line detail. So a different look again, a bit grungier. Back to my Checkmate paste papers. The papers are just there, everyone. I'm not going to point out the papers every time. Here's a fabulous page from our Kerry, who has combined the butterflies with the papers. She stamped them on papers and cut them out. And she's used that fabulous vintage butterfly washi tape. Do you remember that we bought out with, was it the Dark Alchemy that came out? I think it's still in the shop. But what a great match. I didn't think of combining those. And she's got some of the flowers there as well. Oh, and the stenciling. Just everything just works. And then on the back of that page, she's used the butterfly mask against the papers. This one, I think, is a Brian one. So the butterflies here now on a much more kind of rusty, grungy look. I think he might have used some of his super fab foiling. Is that your foiling or is that acrylic paint, Brian? Brian did a fabulous, really helpful video on how he got that abstract foiling look. I think did you put it on the Fun with Funky Fossil Facebook page, Brian? It's really, really helpful. I'm sure it's there. Have a look for it if you want to see that technique. Here's a nice one from Brian with some white space there. So you've got the butterfly mask, and then just a layering of those snippets of papers. Don't throw any of these papers away. They work great for collage. Here's an amazing make from Ali. I should know Ali likes to work with black backgrounds. So vibrant background, lots of elements from the collection used on it. And then her butterflies are on vellum. They also look like they've been made from film strip. You know, that look to it, fabulous. Really love that one. Oh, and that was from me from a previous video. So that's my journal pages. Bear with 1 second while I get the rest of the amazingness. I can't go through all of it because we won't have time. Here's a bit of home decor that I've just put together. Using, hopefully the glass doesn't glare too much, using that beautiful face just literally stamped onto those papers and some bubble wrap stamping around that frame. So easy. That literally is just a stamp and go project. A few splatters, a little bit of stamping on there, but again, you don't need to necessarily do an awful lot more to get something that's going to look great in a frame. And talking of display pieces, there's a great sample from Kerry, who's done a kind of round canvas. And here's our bullet holes in glass stamp, really popping against those kind of darker backgrounds. She's even cut out some of the numbers from one of the other papers. You've got lumps and bumps in there as a stencil, not a texture. Just fabulous. And then she's added the numbers. This is what I was saying about extending the face with other elements. She's got the numbers and the bubble wrap have extended that face. Aren't they cool? That is great. I love that. I love that piece, Kerry. Now, Brian has done amazing things with this collection. Really amazing. I need to ask him how he's done it, to be quite honest. This is one such a piece of amazingness. So beautiful, looks like a lovely little notebook, and then it opens out. I just don't know. I don't even know where to start. It's just the most amazing thing. Thank you, Brian. I can only say thank you. This again, it's hard to do justice because there's so much stamping and stenciling. The papers are all working together. It's just beautiful. Isn't that cool, everyone? And it just folds in perfectly back in to what is maybe a 4x4. Isn't that cool? That is amazing, isn't it? We need a tutorial on this one now, Brian, because I'm just in love with it. It's just fabulous. Honestly, what you guys have done with this collection are just surpassed what I could have imagined. So Brian's done a couple of samples that we'll find the other one later in the pile, I'm sure, where he's put the faces together. I think that's a really cool idea. Again, kind of creating a kind of almost a dreamy scene. Lots of other stamping in the background, but obviously he's picked out all the flowers to give it a bit of contrast detail. I mean, that could be in a frame. I love this one from Ali too, and she's stamped and heat embossed and then coloured that beautiful face on vellum against a really dreamy background with the butterflies. So completely give a different look, isn't it? We do need a tutorial, Brian. Yeah, I think everybody's in agreement on that. And then Brian's done some amazing, where's the other one? It's this one. It's this one. So he's done some amazing pieces that I really think make this art just fabulous. So it's the way that it kind of, the face emerges from this beautiful kind of inky background. So that's great. Love it. I thought, yeah, he's done all right there. And then he made this. Look at this. So it's a triptych. That's the other one with the two faces. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? The inkiness. So yeah, so it's a triptych kind of, I don't know what I'd call it because it's more than a card, but it's not quite a full journal. Obviously the butterflies on the front, but the faces in the center are just wow. Here's another one where Brian's done a similar technique to the one I was showing earlier, I think, where he's done the stamp and spritz to give a bit of bleed around the image, and then brought that element, brought the line art back in, just in a simple sepia. So whatever level. A folio, yeah, thanks, Hannah. That's probably the right word. Not a journal, not a card. It's a folio. Here's a lovely big card from Kerry, and she's used the espresso Lux, which looks fabulous. That was one of the Stellar Paste that we released just last month, and the tones of that really work with this with these papers. And then, of course, you've got the two faces there. So again, beautiful, really lovely. Just so much to admire in each of these projects. I kind of feel like I'm speeding through them, but the time is moving. And this is from our wonderful Sarah. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this just amazing? So again, cutting out elements of gloss there, stenciling in the background. Again, it just seems to move with you. It's really lovely. So you've got the dimension there of it being cut out. That's beautiful. I love the colours of this one. I love those kind of soft pinks and greens. I think they work beautifully. And then Sarah's done a fabulous piece, which I think looks it's really effective. I'd not thought of this. The Harlequin stamp from the Vintage Patchwork collection, just in black and white, creates a lovely breaker to allow that kind of the colours from the background not to overwhelm the focal point. Doesn't that look cool? So yeah, that's great. And then here's another one from Sarah, who's just, again, I mean, with all of this happening in the background and that face still really kind of creates that strong focal point. She's white heat embossed some of the flowers from the faces in black. Again, just adding another layer, a bit more depth behind the actual face itself. Aren't they cool? I mean, honestly, we could just look at these all night, couldn't we? I had instructions from Sarah in the box of samples she sent me to make sure that I popped all the wings up of the butterflies. So I'm doing as I'm told. So here again, another big piece. This is that page from the pad that Ali was referring to earlier, with that floral on the butterflies, obviously kind of giving it a bit of extra dimension. You can't go wrong with these papers because you can splatter stamp and ink over the top, and nothing you do is going to spoil them because they've already got so much happening on there. I mean, she's got some pink paint splattered on there. She's got some collage. She's used our stitching rub-ons around the edges. You can really enjoy playing with these papers. And then last but not least, of course, is the butterfly. She's got it on, this is Sarah again, on vellum in gold. This is just, it makes you feel like you've got to be really delicate with it. So this is those kind of peach and teal papers from the pad, a completely different look. So, you're going in the same pad from these kind of darker, richer colours through to this dreamy look here, with these butterflies all just kind of glowing behind the focal panel. You can see that there. How beautiful is that? That just needs a bit of champagne on ice Stella paste on it, doesn't it, really? I think that's everything I have to show you. Oh, I found another sample. I do have a few more samples downstairs, which I've got in the box ready to take to live shopping on Friday. This is another one from Sarah. Again, lots of blues in this. She's played up with the slightly kind of steampunky playfulness to it with some MDF cogs on there. But the butterfly, just adding that touch of prettiness. Are they not just the most? You're in for a real treat, everybody, over the next few days when our design team start sharing. I'm turning back around to me. I'll give you fair warning. It's me. When the design team shared their makes and the actual images of them, because Ali always sets up an album in the Facebook group, and the design team put their makes in there when they share them on the group. So for those of you that invest in this collection, what an amazing range of inspiration you're going to have to refer back to, because they're just I will continue looking at these, and I'm hoping to be inspired for some demos on Friday, because there are just so many fab techniques that they've used here, that I can't, so one thing's for sure, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this on Friday. It's not happening. I've no idea. Even where to start with that. Brian, you'll have to send me a blank one and I can decorate it. There we go. So I'm going to get lots of inspiration from these samples myself, that hopefully I can convert into demos for Friday, but you will certainly be able to see and enjoy these samples on the Facebook group. As I say, I've got a YouTube video on Sunday with it. I know Heidi is using it this weekend, and I've already seen she's made some lush things with this collection, so there'll be more inspiration to enjoy from Heidi. And of course I'm live as well on live shopping on Friday. I would say, and because I know quite often you ask the question, oh yeah, sorry, I'm just reading Dawn's comment. Yeah, that if you go, Ali will probably know better than me. I think if you go to media at the top of the group, if you click on that, I think you can get into albums there, and there's an album for each collection, or from way back anyway, not everyone, but for a way back. What was I saying then? Oh yeah. So the pricing on live shopping will be the same as that I've got on my website. So don't worry about where you purchase from. You're not going to suddenly find that there was a better deal just around the corner on another location. That price is kind of the same across both myself and live shopping. But there are lots of people who watch live shopping who don't follow or come to the lives, etc. So that's a good place for them to buy it as an alternative. Right. I'm just reading comments. Oh, is there a tab called albums, Julie? I'm so glad that you've enjoyed the samples, and I'm sure you can understand why I like to spend the time on this, because the design team work really hard. They tell me regularly that they work really hard, but they do actually work really hard to make fabulous things for us to all enjoy and to make the products sing. And hopefully between looking at the product and looking at what's come out of it from what the design team have made with it, your imagination's already starting to kind of turn over with ideas. So I'm keeping everything crossed this is going to be a popular collection for us, because I think it speaks very much to the heart of what we do at Funky Fossil. We try and bring you stuff that is a bit different but also accessible, and is going to give you the tools, the inspiration to make something that you're really proud of. I think this collection will enable you to do that. I'm going to stop waffling on. I'm going to hope that our wonderful Ali has given me some names for our 2 winners. And I want to say I won't do a demo tonight, but I will absolutely be back next Wednesday night for live, and that will be a demo live, because you'll be glad to know I've not got a new collection launching next week, so we can just enjoy this one and do some demos and have a chat next Wednesday. I can't do a collection every week, can I? So our 2 lovely winners. Oh, Jane's going to be really mad. So Denise Bryan on YouTube is a winner of £25 to spend in store, and Jane Rochefort on Facebook is a winner as well. Now Jane's already spent money on this collection, but Jane, you and I can have a chat after the live, and you can decide what you want to do, whether you want to spend more on the collection or whether you want me to refund you what you spent. We can work it out. So Denise and Jane, then congratulations to you. You're both winners of some pennies to spend in store. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to take a breath. I better get the dog walked, so I'll be in bother. I hope you like it. I'm looking forward to seeing and reading lots of your comments on Facebook after tonight, after I come off air. Any questions, you know, I try my very best to answer them. If I don't answer them, Ali is super good at responding to questions too. So I'm looking forward to a couple of days of crafting and inspiration. I shall see you on Friday on live shopping at 9 and 1. I'll be very much on the socials over the weekend and enjoying all the other makes that fabulously talented crafters have put together with our mixed media compendium. So thank you once again for your time this evening. Keep everything crossed for me, everybody. I'm hoping this collection is going to really be a hit with all of you. But I shall leave you now for the rest of your Wednesday evening, and I shall see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.